Hi, this is Dr. Christopher Phelps. I'm a dentist in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm here to talk to you today about another unique characteristic that sets my services apart from all the other tracking services out there. And it boils down to how we all go about tracking your return on the investment, okay? How much you're spending on your marketing and how much your patients are spending in your office. What's the return, right? So let's look at how the others track. How do they track the ROI? Well, in my opinion, they use the half-truth data. Okay, they don't tell you the whole story, and they're basing their numbers off half the data that's missing, okay, or inaccurate. There's a lot of buzzwords out there, such as we track the return on investment, we track ROI. Okay, just because somebody says they track ROI doesn't mean they're tracking it correctly, right? And here's what I mean by that. When you start digging into the details of how they're tracking the ROI, what do we find? You're going to see the estimated ROI is what they describe it as, or the expected ROI. Okay, and the expected ROI is basically when they give you some arbitrary number of what a new patient should be worth in your practice, okay, in my practice and everybody else's practice, then they times it by the number of potential new patients they say they got you, which again is the half-truth, okay, and that's your expected ROI. Well, all of us know that what is usually expected in reality doesn't actually happen, okay, doesn't match up. So how do we track? How are we different than everybody else? Well, I have live people listening to every one of your new patient phone calls, okay? Because of that, there's nothing we can't pull out of the phone call. So we're going to give you the whole truth. We're going to tell you how many actual new patients you got from each advertising source you have out there, okay? We're going to track how much they spend in your office without a shadow of a doubt. So we're going to track them at 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and a year, okay? So you'll know how much they've spent to date, right? So you're going to know that if you spent this amount on a direct mail piece, you got this many new patients for it, and they spent X amount in your office, we're going to be able to give you what I call the actual return on the investment, okay? Because the way we track how much they spend in your office. So with the actual ROI, okay, what does that mean? Well, it means no guessing. It means we're not basing the data off the half-truth. We're basing our calculations off all the data, right? The whole truth of the story. And it's going to get to my ultimate goal, which is to prove for you whether what you're spending your money on is actually giving you a return or not. Is it working or is it not working? You're going to know without a shadow of a doubt in a very small period of time. And in my opinion, what I kind of look for is I'd like you to see at least a 3-to-1 return on what you spent for an advertisement coming in 3 to no more than 6 months of time period. Okay, it can be done in any advertisement source if it's done properly. So if you're having trouble tracking your patients and where your patients are coming from, if you're having trouble determining whether you're spending your money on is actually working or not working, I encourage you to give us a call and find out what the actual ROI is on what